Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Chamber Talk Show. Hello, doctors.
Hello.
How are you all
Hello.
today?
Good.
All right. I'm so excited to be with you all today. We know this is 2020 and body image is a hot topic. How you look, how you present yourself when you go out. You know, we got all this glam nowadays. We got makeup artists coming out of the yang yang. People just coming in saying, hey, you need to do this. I know Dr. April doesn't care for lashes. So what are you guys thinking about body image? What do you all think? Tell me. Do you think you're fine or what?
Oh, I know I am.
Right. Of course.
Like I honestly, I think that's one of the best things about one of my exes is that he was a kind of the man who would compliment you on the weirdest things, but it was reaffirming to be with someone who was like, oh my goodness, like you have nice eyebrows. They're not too bushy. or to give you comfort, like, oh my goodness, like you have hair and you have edges. Like compliments like that go a long way. And I think also in a pandemic when for a good while, our beauty salons, the eyelash place, everything was shut down. Everybody couldn't get their manicures and their pedicures and all of the superficial things that we add to ourselves that are supposed to enhance beauty. Like, I think a lot of people got to peel back the layers and see what God gave them.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I am blessed.
That is so funny,
Go ahead.
Kanisha, that you say, about getting complimented on weird things. I used to, I guess maybe in college, maybe high school, college, I used to always get complimented on my feet, how I had really great sandal feet. And I think that must have been around the time, you remember when Boomerang was out and it started pulling back the covers and the girl had the
iconic scene. Yeah.
So God used to always be like, yeah, you have just great feet, because I have a friend who was she used to do ballet and her toes were jacked. So it's like I have just little kind of short toes and they were, so I was rocking sandals even in the wintertime because I'm like, oh, my feet look good.
What was that actress's name? Is her name
Layla Rochon, I think.
Look, I'm trying to see a little resemblance there.
That had good feet though.
Yes. Well, and she was very, very adamant about they used a body double for that because she said she got cute feet too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she wanted the world to know that was a body double. That was not her feet.
Mm-hmm.
I really became self-conscious. I really became really self-conscious about feet after watching that movie, Boomerang, because we were young when that movie was out.
Yeah.
It was
like middle school or something, yeah.
Was that early 90s?
It was early 90s, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I struggle with my feet and my hands. They're not the best, especially like my hands, they're rough. So when you said you're complimenting on the weirdest things, I'm thinking like I work on stuff that people wouldn't think about, like my hands. I'm constantly doing scrubs on them. I'm constantly doing scrubs on my feet. When I go out, I want my feet to look good, but they're, in essence, they really look like, this guy told me before, your feet look like hands. And I was like,
oh, wow.
Like your toes look like fingers because they're long?
Yeah.
No, because I'm tall, like people don't understand. Like tall people have big feet. That's the whole ergodynamics of how we walk. So I always make sure that like my feet are pretty and buffed and done because I have big feet. Like I wear size 10, but I am 5'10". Like that would be very awkward. And I don't know how well I could walk if I had like a size 6, size 7 foot, but everything is proportionate. So
yeah,
it goes. April, you've been quiet. What's going on? What you thinking about?
Good luck. I'm trying to think about how I can chime in. The only thing I can bring up is I know back in high school, this guys used to tell me that I had a sexy walk. So I thought about that like one day recently. I was like, my walk then just after military, pre-military, my walk was sexy. After military, I guess I done just killed my whole little
Sam.
You can't be sexy in the military. You can't be out on the battlefield like, ooh, yeah, that just don't go together. So it ruins you.
Sam took her sexy. Give it back, Uncle Sam. Give it back. But no, I think that in this new normal, we're all getting used to a whole new way of existing. And a lot of the beauty regimens that we have are a part of our self-care regimen, like we were talking about before. But I think it's a good thing to get back to real. Nothing's wrong with real. Nothing's wrong with your real hair. Nothing wrong is wrong with your real lashes and face. There's nothing wrong with real. So I hope that's something we embrace more, and it's not just the fad of pandemic.
I agree with that also, but I also agree with the fact that some women are just going to tie their self-worth to how they look. It's just kind of a natural thing. It's something that we have to grow as far as maturity goes, because I think the body image can have you walking in a room and feeling more confident, and then you speaking without ever saying anything because you look nice. And I also say that your body image can also speak to you being healthy. I don't know, Kanisha, you may want to tackle that being a medical doctor, but and I know all the time that that's not the case, but if we're not overweight in certain places, I know like the midsection, that's something I'm constantly working on. I wake up working on it. Sometimes I wake up doing 100 sit-ups because I want to work on that area, not even just for somebody else, but for me. So that when I take my clothes off, I want to be able to look at myself comfortably and say, I like that. I like the way it looks without anybody else ever having to say that. So I don't know, what would you say about that medically?
So medically, everything is not all in the numbers. I don't just treat numbers, and it's never just one number. So many people get stuck on weight, but really all of the prominent studies is BMI, which is your weight as proportion to your height. Like I'm 5'10". I'm 2 inches away from 6 feet tall. I am 168 pounds, which is great. I mean, I don't believe I might, and I take that back. I might be overweight by other people's standards. Whereas I have been as large as 230 pounds, but nobody would have ever known it because I'm so tall. I carry my weight well. But the 168 pounds on 5'10", my mom gets scared and she thinks I'm near anorexic, looks a whole lot different from 168 pounds on 5'2".
Yeah.
So don't get so focused on one specific number. And when I am taking care of my patients, I have to, give them doses of medicine as according to their height and weight and all of this other stuff. But there are more important numbers to me, like your blood pressure, your cholesterol, and things like that. And I have met a lot of skinny, very normal weight people with blood pressures and cholesterol that is more likely to kill them a whole lot quicker than their weight. So I personally, in my practice, focus on comprehensive wellness, because you can also be the most fit person in the world with the best lab report in the world and be the most depressed, spiritually starving person in the world. And that is not good quality of life. So I tell people, I want you to be holistically well. I want you to be of good spirit, of good mind, sound mind, of good disposition, of good mood, as well as of good medical, physical health.
I absolutely love it. And I know, Dr. April, I think you were about to say something, but to your point, a young lady reached out to me about our actual talk show. And she said, I want to come to the show. I want to be on the show. She's beautiful. She is a cancer survivor. She had a cancer that was very unique, and they really had given up on her. And so it was her mindset that helped her shape her life, that she said to herself, I am going to beat this. And she is going to come from Florida to meet with us because she wants to talk to us. This has become permission in life to tell people your mind, having a healthy mind is better, like you said, having the body that you want. I mean, we all want to look good. Let's just face it. At the end of the day, we want to look good, but the mind, it starts mentally. Dr. April, were you going to say something to that?
Well, yeah, to that point, you know, we are what we think. So our mind plays a very strong part in how we feel about ourselves. You know, we look good, we feel good, but it's also what you tell yourself. That's why affirmations are absolutely important. You know, that self-talk. It's okay for you to talk to yourself. You know, people grow up saying, well, don't talk to yourself. No, it's okay. You don't have to do it out loud, but it's okay to talk to yourself and tell yourself those things that's going to help motivate you and encourage you so you can have this great body image because you feel good inside. So it first starts with a thought. So it's what you think about yourself. We are what we think.
Okay, so let me just jump out there. I'm going to put this out there. You guys, okay, mostly everybody's had someone to cheat on them at some point, right? Halle Berry's been cheated on. Beyonce's been cheated on.
Right.
But what do people say? If you're going to cheat up and not cheat down.
Yeah.
So I'm stuck on that. I want to ask you guys, what do you think about that, so to speak? When you've been cheated on and you know, like, oh, wow, really? That's the person. So to some degree, people are still fickle. Body image, we may say this about it, and we know it starts mentally, but at the end of the day, we still need growth sometimes in that area when we think about it. What do you think?
But hold on, how about if they cheat on you with someone that looks like you? Have you ever dated someone and you, after that, you see the next chick that he get with or he marries and she looks so much similar to you?
Wow,
like
that's happened.
Facial tone, hair, and everything.
Oh, wow. Tell us more.
No.
No, I've never had that happen.
Yeah.
Wow. That's never happened to me, but I've seen that. I know when, what's that football player? Whoever used to date Kim Kardashian, the woman he married looked just like Kim Kardashian. You know, and that could be people have a type.
Or they have the same plastic surgeon. We really don't.
Exactly. Yes.
We really don't know. We don't know if they really look alike or they have the same surgeon. Like, we really don't know.
All right. So body image, let's talk about this then. Okay, so we know we see the Instagram models all the time, and we know that there are a lot of people who turn to plastic surgeons. I've heard people go to Florida. I've heard people go to Mexico. How do we work on our body images without the surgery? What do we do? What are some things that, okay, I know Dr. Tamara, I know you run. Physically though, I am a big believer in physical activity. It doesn't have to be what I like. I love weight training. At the end of the day, it makes me feel great. But there are other things, yoga, meditation, Pilates. You have boxing, you have bowling. What do you guys think are some of the best ways to engage physically to actually maintain a nice body image?
Sex. I recommend lots and lots of sex. I think you should be having,
I like it.
I think you should be having lots and lots and lots and lots of sex.
Ooh,
with
that
your
is
partner.
Really?
With your partner. Not with everybody. Not
Okay.
community property.
Okay.
You're having lots
What
and
if
lots.
you're single? Or what if you were celibate? Then what do you do? Because that's not available.
Wait a minute, what you celibate for? What's that for?
Get you a vibrator. It's COVID.
Yeah, have sex with yourself.
Okay.
Sex with yourself
Okay.
counts.
I get that. Mm-hmm.
Sex with yourself counts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So I need the therapist and you guys to talk about that. Self-pleasing.
I'm all for it. I mean, why?
What is that face for? Why are you?
Have a lot of sex. I read a study that said that.
What? That says what?
That if you live longer if you have a lot of sex.
Several studies have confirmed that
Yeah.
you can prolong a person who has an average of 3 to 4 orgasms a week prolongs their life for more than 7 years.
Yes.
7 years.
I like that. I'm all for it. And going back to Tamika, you know, you're talking about the self-pleasing. I do a lot of just kind of with my therapy clients, I'm very focused on just kind of body work and things like that. So a lot of times, especially for trauma patients, I do kind of self-soothing and how to soothe yourself, and just kind of different types of even kind of tapping and different things that really help calm your body down. And it really helps your nervous system, especially for anxious clients and depressed clients. It really can be helpful to connect with your body, and not only a way of soothing, but, you know, of pleasing yourself too. I think it's really important.
I don't want nobody to think they need an excuse to touch themselves. It's you. You can do it. It's not nasty. It's not filthy. It's not dirty. It's very, very healthy. Okay, let me see this. We just got out of October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and everyone is telling you to do your manual breast exams, which requires you to touch your breast. There's nothing nasty. There's nothing dirty about that. Self-pleasure, masturbation, whatever you want to call it, is extremely healthy, because if you don't use it, you will lose it. Masturbation increases vaginal lubrication naturally. That doesn't require supplements. It's a self-cleaning oven down there, so let those juices flow and keep it nice and sanitized. This is healthy behavior. And this is like my passion in life. Yes, I'm going off right now because this is what my book is. Well, this is what it's about, people. Okay, get the book, available on Amazon. Listen,
Give them the title, Sex After.
This is your roadmap to good health. People who masturbate have a less likely history of depression, heart disease, cancer. Get in there and get at it. And this is take back your power. Quit depending on a man to give you an orgasm.
Right.
He doesn't own your orgasm. He does not.
They don't wait. They do not wait.
No.
Exactly. And first of all, how can you explain, teach, or guide a man on how to please you if you haven't pleased yourself? How can you give me directions to your house if you've never been there? Get to know you. You got this man running around here looking for a G-spot in the dark. You don't even know where your G-spot is because you haven't touched it. Get to know you. Get in there.
But that's good though. That's a really good point, because I tell my teenage clients that are sexually active or want to be sexually active. I was like, baby, order you a vibrator off of Amazon. I said, your mama don't even have to know. If you working and you have a job, order you a vibrator. And
They sell them in Walmart now in the personal care section. Go get you one and take care of yourself. Because let me tell you another thing. Y'all all been grocery shopping hungry. What does that lead to?
Oh,
You buying a whole bunch of stuff you don't need. You should not be dating horny, okay? You better please yourself. If you masturbate and you have an orgasm and you still want to see him, he might be good. But if you just want to see him because you hadn't got none, that's when you get in trouble.
oh, that's good. That is good.
that is good.
Don't be out here dating horny. Take care of all of that at home.
Oh.
And then if you still want to see him and you got you one off and you still want to see him, okay. He might be worth it.
That reminds me of the movie Gabrielle Union was in. I can't even think of it. It wasn't a movie. It was a series on BET.
Oh,
Mary Jane. Being Mary Jane.
Oh, Being Mary Jane, yeah.
Yeah. That reminds me of something that happened there.
Yeah, don't be out here dating horny. You're gonna bring home something you don't want later.
I love it. So body image, I know our time is short and it's time for us to wrap up, but let's go ahead and leave with something positive for people in regards to body image and taking care of themselves. The more natural way, I say the more natural way, because I think surgery can be harmful. That's just my personal opinion.
I do not advise anyone against plastic surgery, especially if this is I love to see people actually come to the plastic surgeon's office with a younger picture of their self. Plastic surgery is not for you to look like other people, but sometimes people just want to get back to when they felt their best and they looked their best. So I love when women and men come into the plastic surgery office and therefore their pre-op visitation with a younger picture of their self. And I just want to get back to that. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And not everything that we do in the plastic surgery's office is invasive or whatnot. So plastic surgery with a licensed board certified plastic surgeon and a board certified anesthesiologist, not traveling to Mexico for discount plastic surgery, but plastic surgery is actually extremely safe.
Okay. Dr. Tamara.
Oh, Tamara.
He said
I
me.
was
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would just, want us all to remember that, we are all made in, about to get serious, we are all made in the likeness of God. When he put you on here looking the way you do, that was for a purpose. So whatever, whatever that wrapping looks like is, be proud of that. Definitely maintain healthy habits to keep up your tempo, but you are perfect in the eyes of God.
Okay.
To piggyback off of that, we only get one body. One. That's it. So it's important for us to take care of it while we're here on this earth. So do that. Take care of it. Feed it with nutrition. Watch the things that you eat. That's important. That's very important. All of that has a lot to do with body image, the food that you take in.
Okay. And then finally, some affirmations, a positive affirmation.
Positive affirmation. I love myself just the way that I am.
I like that. I love it. I love myself just the way that I am. All right. So no working out for me tomorrow. I'm just going to stick.
I love on myself just the way that I am.
I love it, ladies. Thank you so much, doctors, and thank you guys for tuning in to the Chamber Talk Show podcast. There's more to come. Just continue to watch. Have a great day.